Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Live Lunch Break from the Day. My name is Rick Koster. I've been hosting this thing since the Truman administration. And it's a good thing to be here in the Telegraph record shop in New London. And it's a bright, sunshiny day because the glare is, I should have worn shades to be hip.
We all should have worn
shades. You know, before we even get started, Jake, let's just get this out of the way. Let's see that Narragansett beer can
all right.
on camera. You know what? Beer is the protein source for musicians everywhere.
It's the
so it's noon somewhere. Oh, it's noon here. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, glad to have Brian Gore back with us. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Rick.
Good to see you again.
You too.
Always a provocative, compelling songwriter.
We should get that in writing.
I wrote it in the paper today.
All right.
It's in the paper today. So, and thank you guys for being here. We stream at theday.com. It's always archived, so you can go straight home from here after buying that Greatest Hits from Kansas album. I like Kansas. Anyway, Brian, are you ready?
I guess so.
All right. This is Jeff over here on the piano, and of course Jake, no longer on the upright bass. We're too old.
Yeah, I'm just playing the uptight bass.
Uptight bass. But you did make the damn thing. I'm impressed. All right. You ready?
Ready.
Brian Gore, ladies and gentlemen.
I was down, I was out, I was everywhere a man can be but sane. I was mad, irate, and I did nothing for myself to ease the pain. My heart was crushed, my blood boiled, things seemed to get worse every day. I cried, and I cried, and all that could help me was to play. Take me home, lay me in the Texas plains. The world's gone mad, and I just can't look at it the same. Let me lie with my face up to the starlit sky. World at war, my heart conflicted. Can peace make foes lay their weapons down? What's in a fight but violence? But silence simply ain't allowed. Fight or flee, who's to blame? Why engage an unruly crowd when conversation is not an option? Must a pacifist bow out? Take me home, oh, lay me in the Texas plains. The world's gone mad, and I just can't look at it the same. Let me lie with my face up to the starlit sky. the hardest one. Thank you. All right, this next song is called "You Can't Have Me." It's actually a poem in this book I'm putting out this summer. Sort of sounds better as a song, so I just, went with it. I'm no prisoner to a pirate in a fancy suit. I'll never rent a used car salesman's necktie. I ain't stuck to the windows of an hourglass. You'll never find me buried in a pile of quicksand. I'm not a jailbird with a record to retrieve, and I sure ain't no cubicle hound sitting around waiting for a reprieve. Well, I may be sick, but it ain't from the right. I know no one who stands in line is anyone to stand behind. There's fear and there is pride, and when I get life right, I'll speak frankly of my courage. There's fear and there's pride, and when I get life right, I'll speak frankly of my courage. There's fear and there's pride, and when I get life right, I'll speak frankly of my courage. Well, I may be sick, but it ain't from the right. I know no one who stands in line is anyone to stand behind. There's fear and there is pride. When I get life right, I'll speak frankly of my courage. Nailed it. Thank you very much. Nearly. All right, this is Jake playing bass. He's filling in for the guy that usually plays bass with me, Mike Arsenal, who was out of town until yesterday, and he didn't feel like trying to learn 8 new songs. So Jake's been working on it, and I guess wants me to remind you that this is not his usual gig. This I've been playing with Jeff for a while. His usual gig, so he has no excuses. But I wrote the songs and I still can't play them, so I don't know. Anyway, this song's an old song called "At the Delta, Mark Twain Never Expected to Find This." I promise that's what it's called. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wicked wind blew the raven away. Pisces was swept by a mighty black wave, and the mermaids all began to fade as the children's choir sang a mournful refrain. Tears swept into the bay. Beneath the surface was a cruel display. As diamonds became coal, pearls melted away, and the children's choir sang a mournful refrain. 3, 4. Volcanic geyser vomited pain. The black plague spread and life was never the same. But the people moved on with grief and disdain as the children's choir sang their mournful refrain. 3, 4. In honey, bumblebees caught in hot wax. All the flowers, pollen are toxic. Pour the inkwell into the aquarium and see how the fish act. Separate all the bullies in class, but keep them with the underdogs. Scratch equations on the chalkboard with your fingernails. Pretend it can't get worse, then watch all your ideas fail. When I wrote it, I was hoping we'd be past that point, but we're not. All right. The cold brew.
What's the next one?
That'll be hard to play. This is called Who is Jesus?
Jesus. Yes.
It's kind of a gospel song. Tell me what kind of man Jesus was. Jesus was a preaching man, spread good news all across the land. Hey, homeless man, can you tell me what kind of man Jesus was? Jesus was a homeless man, spent his whole life walking through the desert sand. Hey, castaway, can you tell me what kind of man Jesus was? Was a caring man, come by, pick me up by my dirty hands, and he didn't mind they were dirty. Hey, rich man, can you tell me what kind of man Jesus was? Jesus was a poor man, born poor, died poor. What kind of man Jesus was? Jesus was a peaceful man, said to love your enemy till he becomes comes your friend. Hey, policeman, can you tell me what kind of man Jesus was? But Jesus was not an obedient man. He didn't do what the government said, so they had to hang him.
Thank you very much. Brian Gore here. Thank you guys for showing up. It's a beautiful day, and you decided to spend lunch inside the cobwebby record store. I don't think Rich would like me describing it as cobwebby. I'm Rick Coster from theday.com. This is Brian Gore with Jeff on piano over here. And I didn't even know you weren't supposed to be here, Jake. So nobody can tell.
I just show up in the damnedest places.
He shows up in the damnedest places, chord chart in front of him, and off we go. So, hey, nice crowd. There's Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Is that the whole family?
Just one.
Just one? All right. Well, so we've got people from Florida. Doug's here from Texas. This is the kind of crowd you draw, man.
Right on.
So, I think some of those songs I hadn't heard before. Those are you got a batch of new stuff going?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of drinking. Oh, yeah, I've been doing a lot of drinking, so.
That's how it works, isn't
A
it?
couple of those are pretty old, and that just kind
Yeah.
of brought them back out.
I love the fact that you just immediately. I don't even think you had to say I've been doing a lot of drinking if you're talking about songwriting.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So I've known you for a while. God, it's been a couple of years since you guys were on here last.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of you as an observational and experiential songwriter, which is to say that unlike me that would rhyme sad with glad and day with away, because that worked.
Yeah.
What about the world, man? What's this doing to your songwriting? What's this doing to your worldview?
Like I said, I've been doing a lot more drinking. Jesus. No, I mean, that first song, World at War, I wrote because I couldn't believe that we had Nazis walking through the streets. And it's just heartbreaking. It's really hard to digest. And so I haven't really come out with much regarding that because I don't know what the hell to say about it. Because no one's ever seen anything like it unless you were, I don't know, 80, 90 years old.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I like this thing I saw recently is on Memorial Day, thanks to the troops, it was a nice 70 years without Nazis. You know, it's like,
Wow.
it's kind of funny, but not. You know, I don't really know what I've been doing about that.
Yeah. All right. So fair enough.
Songwriting about that.
So let's take it in a different direction then and say, if this is a trying time, and for some of us it is, do you find that music is an outlet and therapy? Takes you away from it, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does. Otherwise, I'll just sit there scrolling the news feed and just, wondering what the hell's happening.
Swearing online.
Yeah, right. Just getting into online arguments for no reason, No, yeah, of course, music's an outlet. I just haven't figured out how to put words to what's happening yet.
Yeah. Well, let's just say it's a productive cycle. You watch the news, you drink. When you drink, you write, and here we are. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Right.
Are you going to be recording? Are you recording? We got anything?
I just finished mastering an album that I'm hoping to have out in the next few weeks, maybe this or next month, called Going Never Stopping.
All right.
And yeah, so
Where are you recording it?
I recorded that.
Record
This guy up in Stonington, he actually just moved back from Austin. Had this recording studio down there, Trailer in the Sky Studios, I think it was called.
So Austin-y.
Yeah, and now it's he's up there at an old nautical shop. It used to be like some marine
Oh, cool.
warehouse. So we got this one song. We went kind of nuts because there was remnants of the shop. So I'm like banging disc brakes and
Cool.
50-gallon oil drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
not through every song though. Don't worry.
Probably best.
We reeled it in at some point.
No recurring motif with the oil drums and the
No.
underwater welding mechanisms. But all right, so this will be out in a couple of weeks. Where are we going to find it? You going to do a release party or anything?
Yeah, but I don't know how long it's going to take to turn it around and get back. So I haven't really planned anything, but keep an eye out and an ear out. I'm going to try to get it on the WCNI and let some people hear it.
Well, if
Get some samples.
you'll let me know. We like to support these things at the day, as you know,
right.
Brian. So people just keep coming in. It's like they left Kendrick Lamar to come over here
That'd be
or
crazy.
something like that. I don't know. So we're talking with Brian Gore here on Live Lunch Break. I'm Rick Coster for the day. We stream every week at this time, and it's a pleasure to have you back.
Thanks so much.
You guys ready to do a couple more? Then?
Oh, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Are you out in Narragansett?
No, I'm still holding steady.
All right, because we got people that I'm sure would run over to the Dutch and bring some stuff over.
Dutch isn't open yet.
It's not.
No.
Oh, he knows these things.
Yeah, it is open.
It's open.
It's
Come
open.
on, it's afternoon. What are you
It's
talking
chilly
about?
day.
All right.
Everybody.
Thanks for being here,
Yeah.
Brian Gore.
Cool. Here's a song called Traveler Sudden Long Term. Let me get a drink real fast. I'm parched. No better
No
time
better-
to take a drink than right when you're supposed to start.
Well, I was blathering.
Okay. Yeah, this is called Traveler Sudden Long Term. He took a right exit from the fast lane with his left blinker flashing. He took a right exit from the fast lane with his left blinker flashing. Traveler sudden long term. He pulled into the first parking spot of the first saloon he saw from the road. He pulled into the first parking spot of the first saloon he saw from the road. Traveler sudden long term. Whiskey picklebacks don't take long to loose the tongue of any young man. Whiskey picklebacks don't take long to loose the tongue of any young man. Traveler sudden long term. He tried his luck with a toast to strangers, lost his pockets to a crooked queue. Tried his luck with a toast to strangers, lost his pockets to a crooked queue. Traveler sudden long term. Leaned against the table, a busty cowgirl flirted with the young man, invited him with her. Leaned against the table, a busty cowgirl flirted with the young man, invited him with her. Traveler sudden long term. He broke $1.75 for a pool game, took the fourth quarter to the Broke $1.75 for a pool game. Took the fourth quarter to the bathroom slot machine. Traveler's sudden long term. Hits the road, hoping for experience. Finds out gamblers never have a lane to make a U-turn. Youth hits the road, hoping for experience. Finds out gamblers never have a lane to make a U-turn. Travelers, sudden long term. Lost control of his Saturn on the curve of a wishbone. He lost control of his Saturn on the curve of a wishbone. Traveler's sudden long term. Thank you. What now? I think it's eventually. That was a long song. You might have thought it must end eventually. Well, you were exactly right. This song is called Eventually. This we're into the part of this set that shows you some of the stuff from the album. You might notice I forgot my oil drum. I managed to get a cast iron skillet in that song too. It's still hanging from the ceiling of the studio. Sorry.
I could use that.
Yeah.
Make gumbo with that.
It's heartbreaking when people repurpose things sometimes. Well, this song is called Eventually, and it features Mike Arsenault on bass on the album. Should I call him out?
Yeah,
no, I
right.
won't mention who he is, but he's on the album and he does a hell of a good job.
And I'm just filling in. Forgive me.
So, you're good to go? All right, here we go. I spent most of my time on the road. I can't do this anymore. I stepped over each crack, but I still broke my spine. I got trapped in a maze and I'm still doing time. A man once saved my life. He wore an orange toboggan. He shouted no, a train came at my side. I ran across the rails, looked back and he smiled. Picnic sleeps where the deals go down. Homeless in Amsterdam. He sunk into the gutters but wound up real high. He walks the streets with strangers every night. washes windshields at night as he sips his Colt 45. When he offers his service, he's promptly asked why. For booze, he's asked, he responds, possibly. Squirrel plays a sweet guitar and has a pleasant way with words. He gets drunk and he cusses, writes poems in his head. I asked if he's married, he said, wife's dead. A most unorthodox kind. He shows folks round town to churches and clubs, and he knows how to get them hookers and drugs. Yvette was a younger gal, and she was always in with the cool crowd. But she ran away one dark, drizzly day. She went looking for adventure, but was handed disaster. You can ask me anything, I'll give a reply. My answer is honest, I don't often lie. So be careful your question, use caution. Don't ask me what you don't want to know, because who wonders why it goes eventually knows. Thank you. Well, we got two more songs here if we got time for them. Is there time?
Absolutely.
Two more songs. Yeah.
Like a cancer ward. Here comes two more.
This song kicks the album off. It's called Ain't Nothing But. I got a lot of good players on it. I'm real proud about what happened with the album. You know, I wrote the songs, but the guys really pulled it together. Mike Arsenal on bass, Mike Sline playing some lead guitar, Jeff over here playing the keys throughout. Tapped Jay Silva on the shoulder one Friday night at the Dutch. I said, hey, you play saxophone, right? He's like, not really, but I'm trying to. I said, you want to come record tomorrow? And then he did. And in an hour, we had a saxophone part on one of the songs. It's a real fun process, but tell you what, it's really turned into a whole different thing that I'm very excited about with the help of these guys. And Gal, Becca Vogt, helped sing on one song, and phenomenal voice. She sings and plays fiddle in Bears Don't Care, so keep an eye out for them too. Eventually this will be in tune.
We just did it.
And then we can be on our way. This is all called Ain't Nothing But. When the sun opens its bleary eye, the road stretches in blue, and the clouds are already lined. The sky opens like my chest, and the heart bursts bleeding through, lighting the landscape. See the river glitter nothing but a story to go on. Ain't nothing more than a thought in the head. It ain't nothing, just something imagined. Ain't nothing but a pulse in the neck. Fog lifts and the sun melts the dew. The clouds disappear and the road stretches ahead. My wheels keep turning, burning rubber like my heart yearning, and I decide I don't need to rest my head. Let me tell you about a friend I have who asked a friend I have, why can you do what you do? He looked at his watch and put 2 fingers on his neck. Ain't nothing but a story to go on. Ain't nothing more than a thought in the head. It ain't nothing, just something imagined. Ain't nothing but a pulse in the neck. Some folks wanna stay home and that ain't wrong. Some folks wanna roam and I guess I'm one of them. But when we each reach the end of our line, so long as we feel we did something, we'll reach that end feeling alright. Ain't nothing but story to go on. Ain't nothing more than a thought in the head. It ain't nothing, just something imagined. Ain't nothing but a pulse in the neck. Thank you very much for being here. It really means a lot to me. That's pretty cool turnout. And you didn't leave either. And happy World Cup to you. USA. That's heartbreaking.
Go Nigeria.
This is the last song we'll do. This is called Be On My Way. And hope we get this right. Thanks again. I really appreciate it. I cleaned all of this up for the album. Listening to tunes and falling to sleep. The day was long and the week was longer. Now I want to close my eyes to dream. The sun is heard the dusk applaud my day. So it's time for me to find my things and be on my way. The cigarettes have burned down to the fingertips. The ashtrays full, the bottles lay sprawled all across the basement floor. The stars are bright while the sun's on the other side hiding. I'll tell you thanks and gather my things and be on my way. The record is turning, but nothing is playing, and no one here seems interested to put the needle back in its place. Vinyl spinning like a lighthouse sitting out on a lone island. I'll shut this down and head on out and be on my way. When can we do this again? There's nothing more I'd rather do than have a good time with you again. We don't need a time, we don't need a schedule. I'll just keep my eyes peeled, and until we do, here's to you. I'm gonna get some road beneath my heels. And until we do, here's to you. I'm gonna get some road beneath my heels. Thank you very much.
Brian Gore, everybody. Pretty nice, huh? This is Jeff on the keyboards and Jake on the bass. Thank you, Brian. Tremendous, as always. Look for the new album. Couple of weeks turnaround, probably, right? All right. Thank you guys for being here on Live Lunch Break. What a nice turnout on a beautiful summer day. My name is Rick. I am from The Day. We stream every week, theday.com. It's always archived, so you can go back all 206 years that we have been doing this. This is Pete Wappy right here getting it right in the house. So say hi to Pete. Next week we got Daphne Lee Martin, and she's got a new album coming out, I believe. So that's where do people come when they want to promote their new records? They come here. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I meant Live Lunch Break.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. All right, you guys be safe. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.